Hello everyone, this is Juan Bloisi with L&I Interpreters. Today I have relevant information concerning the scheduling system test conducted by L&I. The Department of Labor and Industries decided to conduct a user acceptance test of the WordBridge system on September 20th, inviting select interpreters to participate. Some interpreters who participated in the test decided to send me relevant screenshots and images and give me a summary of what happened that day. I'm sharing all of it with you in this video. Now let's get started. And as always, feel free to pause this video anytime to read the information on the screen. Before we get started, I wanted to share this image with you. L&I emailed interpreters on October 1st, earlier this week, announcing that the fees for interpretation services are changing on November 1st. Now, when you click on the updates page, you can see that L&I is giving us a pay rate increase as they have done for years before WOFSI became the union for L&I interpreters. For instance, we're currently being paid $1.03 per minute for in-person interpretation, but we will get paid $1.08 per minute as of November 1st. We're also getting a pay rate increase on video and phone interpretation and IME no-shows. However, this is not the result of contract negotiations between WOFSI and L&I. Some interpreters asked me to clarify this because, as you saw in my last video, WOFSI only got a 3.5% pay rate increase, but that's effective in 2025 next year, not now, along with a 3% increase in 2026, as you can see in this image. The pay rate increase we're getting this year on November 1st is not the result of contract negotiations. Don't get me wrong, a pay rate increase this year from L&I is good, but will only help us when L&I and SOSi stop delaying our payments. Once again, we had a payment cycle from L&I on September 20th and another one this week. However, many interpreters received only partial payments again. Getting paid for 2 days of work or less has become the norm for many interpreters since SOSi took over on June 17th. Although this is unacceptable, this will be our reality at least until 2027 because the WOFSI union agreed to let L&I and SOSi delay our payments during contract negotiations with L&I. Now, after getting so much pressure from news organizations, politicians, interpreters, and the community, L&I decided to conduct a user acceptance test of the WordBridge scheduling system, as you see here. However, for some reason, L&I didn't email all interpreters with a formal announcement of the study and decided to only invite select interpreters. The image you see on the screen is an invitation from Christine Miller, the Interpretation Services Program Manager from L&I. L&I conducted 2 sessions of their test, one at 7 a.m. and one at 3 p.m. on September 20th. I personally wasn't invited to the test, but I am grateful to interpreters who participated in both sessions for sending me screenshots and sharing their experiences with me. Here are the instructions for the user acceptance test. Participants in the group session were required to log into the on-the-spot app and share the screen for the study, meaning they would have to complete certain tasks. This is a pre-user acceptance test questionnaire that participants had to complete prior to the study, with questions designed to gauge how familiar interpreters were with the on-the-spot app. Now, to L&I's credit, question number 4 here is asking interpreters directly if they have experienced any issues with the on-the-spot app, as you can see here. Question number 5 is asking interpreters to describe a situation experiencing issues with the app and the outcome. Now that you see the questionnaire, you may think though, well, this is going to be a good study because they're asking for feedback from the get-go, right? Well, unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Let's continue. As you can see from this image shared by one of the interpreters participating in the study, L&I only invited 5 interpreters per session. This was confirmed by interpreters participating in both sessions, the one at 7 a.m. and the one at 3 p.m. on September 20th. As of the making of this video, almost 600 interpreters are registered to cover appointments with the WordBridge system, but L&I decided to only invite 10 interpreters to supposedly test the effectiveness of the scheduling system. This is not a good start. In this image, you can see Christine Miller from L&I and Liz from Provoke Solutions, the third-party vendor contracted by L&I to conduct a user acceptance test. I am not showing pictures of the interpreters participating in this study for privacy purposes. You can also see somebody named Joe from SOSi and one unidentified observer, which bothered several interpreters. Here you can see Liz from Provoke Solutions explaining the study details. According to Liz, the purpose of the study is to use the mobile app and get detailed feedback on how easy or difficult it is to use. Let's continue. Now, this is what I was afraid of. They gave interpreters a number of tasks and an acceptance criteria. That sounds fine, but look at this task here. This task says you have been assigned an appointment as a preferred interpreter for today at 5 p.m. Please confirm the appointment. And this is the criteria for interpreters to accept the app is working. Number 1, that you're able to see the assigned appointment, and number 2, that you're able to confirm the appointment. That's it. Even some of these interpreters who contacted me after the study said that the test was completely useless. Of course, we can accept to confirm appointments and we are able to see the appointments. That's not the issue. But the on-the-spot app has far too many issues that are not limited to whether or not you can accept an appointment. Now, you may think that these tasks or questions were going to get better, but no. Look at task number 4 here. Check out of an appointment. They were telling participants to check out of the appointment they had just checked into. And the acceptance criteria for this question was whether or not they could check out of the appointment. This is what I was afraid of. This looks like a guided survey from L&I and whatever third-party vendor they were using, designed to get positive answers from interpreters who could, quote-unquote, accept how easy it is to use the on-the-spot app based on how easy it is to check in or out of an appointment. You cannot make this up. Here is the last question or task of the test directed by Liz from Provoke Solutions. With a glowing smile, she says, quote unquote, you need to cancel an appointment you have confirmed. But wait, there is no way to cancel appointments on the app. You cannot even reject an appointment from the app after you have accepted it. So instead it says here, no actions needed, and to please proceed with the questionnaire. Now, this is the user acceptance test experience reported by participating interpreters. L&I held 2 one-hour sessions on September 20th, one at 7 a.m. and one at 3 p.m. 5 interpreters were present in each session for a total of 10 interpreters. Interpreters had to complete 5 questions or tasks which only addressed how easy or difficult it is to check in and out of an appointment. Interpreters complained about the manual check-in and out process for appointments instead of a QR code, multiple steps to accept appointments, no reject button on the app, no ability to set a mileage radius for appointments, lack of financial information, having to use an app and a website to accept and confirm appointments, which is time-consuming, the abuse of preferred interpreters, and not being able to identify self-insured jobs on the app, etc. Participants also complained about somebody named Joe from SOSi who said L&I told them that the QR code was abused in the past by interpreters who were using it to cheat and that, quote-unquote, we're not going back to that. Joe also defended SOSi on the issue of appointment distribution, saying that appointments are distributed by SOSi based on GPS location and that they're still working on adding a reject button on the app. So there you have it. 3 months under the SOSi scheduling system, interpreters are still getting paid only a portion of what we're owed. We still have no way to cancel or reject appointments on the app, and we still cannot identify self-insured appointments on the app to decide whether or not we want to cover them. Now, both L&I and SOSi are telling us flat out that we are stuck with having to be checked in and out of appointments manually by staff from providers' offices, despite how long we would have to wait in line. They are doing this knowing that every minute counts for interpreters because, well, we're paid by the minute. Now, after the test, on September 27th, SOSi emailed interpreters announcing the return appointments feature to give back appointments. but you can only use it from their scheduled interpreter website. SOSi also brought back the accounting tab for us to access our compensation report. Since then, interpreters have reported returning appointments from the website, but it isn't reflecting on the app. This is still unacceptable. 3 months after SOSi started, and we still can't return or reject appointments from the on-the-spot app. This is happening in 2024, when all other scheduling systems in Washington State have a reject button. But this is the company L&I selected to replace Interpreting Works and pay them more, double that is, just because WFC leaders wanted it so. But don't forget, it is your right to opt out of WFC and stop paying union dues. Go to optouttoday.com/WFC1671 to do so and keep your hard-earned money. See you in the next one.